Food.
What I found about it, it's like a Jamaican word. It's very clean.
Drama.
When I went in there, it was crazy.
Chris had one job. Cookie fish, Chris.
Verdict.
It could go either way.
6 countries send their best chefs to plead their case. Who will take home the $10,000 award? All rise for the Maggi Food Court Caribbean Season 3. Previously on Maggi Food Court Caribbean, 8 chefs were given a second chance by Judge Jaron to redeem themselves from their losses in the team challenge with a special 2-man team appeal. But only 4 of these 8 appeals could be accepted. Our defendants were split into 4 groups of 2 and proceeded to appeal their case for 1 of 4 spots left in the knockout rounds. Chefs Kawami, Samara, Antonio, and Shamika won their appeal and will join the other 8 defendants as they continue their culinary trials. Unfortunately, this meant the losing teams with chefs Chris, Okari, Kern, and Wei Hao Hung had to pack their knives and go. In this episode, 6 of the remaining 12 chefs battle each other in a 1 versus 1 style face-off. Only 6 can move on, and 6 must go home. Who will make it? This is the knockout rounds. This culinary case is presided over by Maggi Food Court Judge Jaron Geronimo Green. Our jury members are Business Executive Officer of Nestle Caribbean, Okino Petrie, Celebrity Chef Adrian Fort, and cooking show host from the Food Network, Roger Mooking.
All rise, Maggi Food Court is now in session, presided over by Judge Geronimo.
This is episode 3 of Maggi Food Court Caribbean. Our chefs started cooking in groups, but now we are ready to test their individual culinary expertise. For this episode, our chefs will battle one-on-one. They'll be required to create their very best surf and turf entree using the range of Maggi seasonings and spices, as well as the freshest ingredients from our fridge and pantry. Let the trials begin.
Battle 1. Chef Ridge versus Chef Jamilia. Let's take a look at Chef Ridge's case file.
Chef at Fanatic Kitchen Studio, so we located in Port of Spain, Trinidad. I ended up getting into this industry after secondary school. I went to culinary school and actually funded myself while working at a grocery store. What I like to do is actually utilize the French cuisine, presenting it in a way where we can actually break down any kind of local ingredients and putting forth a really nice plate that is worthy of Trinidad cuisine.
It's like a sponge, a culinary sponge, just sucking up a lot of great information, experiences, and of course, this is how he's building his reputation and hopefully his legacy.
We cook with love. We'll just say that, we cook with love.
He's really good all around in the kitchen. He's very meticulous, and I think he really, he really has this thing in the bag.
Well, I'm excited to meet a lot of different chefs throughout the Caribbean and showcase what we do here in Trinidad and actually learn from them as well. So I know about competition. I think this would be a walk in the park for me. So chefs, watch out.
Let's take a look at Chef Jamilia's case file.
I am Chef Jamilia and I'm the sous chef at Uncork Sovereign North. I think the cooking journey really started from high school. I was introduced to food and nutrition, and from there I decided that, whoa, why not venture off into being a chef? I've been here for almost 5 years and it has been the best 5 years of my life. I pretty much started as a line cook all the way up to a sous chef position.
She look out for her team member. She's always a team player, naturally. Whether it's in with work and outside of work. She's going to give you the best advice.
Everybody from all over the world come for Jamaican cuisine.
Jamilia food always come off excellent. I'm not sure how she do it. Maybe it's a combination of all the different herbs and spices that she use and pride. So that is what I think she used to create the quality dishes that she has created while at Uncork.
Chefs of the Caribbean, watch out because Jamilia is coming.
Now, let's go to court.
So you ready for this?
Yeah.
Nervous?
No kind of crazy ingredient in the center, so I hope not. I'm looking forward to finding out what that challenge is. I think that's the thing that's always in my head, so I can start thinking about what to do. Start to think about the variations in my head, how to pull it together, and how to win this match?
I'm actually feeling good to be in the next round. The aim is to execute and come out victorious for the next round to come.
All rise. Judge Geronimo, presiding.
Chefs Ridge and Jamilia, welcome back to Maggi Food Court. All right, so in today's challenge, you'll have 40 minutes in which to prepare your very best surf and turf entree for presentation to the jurors. You'll have full access to the fridge and to the pantry with a range of Maggi seasonings and spices. How are you feeling?
Good, good, very good, excited.
You're excited?
Yeah.
All right. And you?
I'm very, very excited.
Very, very excited. Well, we will see at the end of this round who will be excited and who will be crying. Your time for cooking, chefs, starts right now.
My initial training for any competition is to get the proteins done or seasoned. So I ended up getting some cocoa powder, some salt, some garlic powder, and literally drenched the tenderloin with that dry seasoning. I wrapped it with bacon because, I mean, anything with bacon tastes good, and left it to marinate for a little bit.
I ensure that I grab pots, utensils, to make sure that I have all of these things. Then I went to the pantry, got some seasonings, got some red wine. I went to the fridge to get some produce as well. So Rich had the fillet and the shrimp on his station, so I just took some from his station.
I have a question about this, right? You say surf and turf, but the proteins, but seaweed comes from the surf. So could you put a traditional protein like beef with like a seaweed or something else that's coming from the sea to represent the surf piece?
Now that would be really creative.
All right, so I'm gonna borrow this and bring it back.
Yeah, you do your thing. Wait, you took my tenderloin?
You can share.
I might end up getting my sweet potato. I cut up that, then I have to think about things that actually takes long. The shrimp season way after, I can't really cook that too early. So then I had to get the sauce ready. So the brown sauce, I ended up putting some beef trimmings in the pan with some onions, some garlic, and a little bit of brown sugar just to get that caramelization going, that Douglas Trini flavor going.
And Mrs. Jamilia is back and she's moving very slowly again, but I mean today they have a considerable more amount of time. So let's see how it turns out.
I then started cutting up. At first I was going for smashed potatoes, but then I looked and said, no, this is a competition, we're not going simple. So that's how I chose to do a couscous.
All right, chefs. Smelling good in here.
I knew you would have come.
Ah, you knew I would have come.
I knew you would have come.
All right, so what are you making? Tell me, talk to me.
All right, so I say I'll do two types of meats like pork,
yes.
Beef tenderloin wrapped in pork, bacon, and action, yeah. A little
Beef
bit of
tenderloin wrapped in bacon.
Can't go
Sounds
wrong.
fancy.
Yeah, a little a spin on a sweet potato risotto style, I would say.
Ooh, sweet potato risotto.
Nice, brown sauce.
So you have it all finely cubed up.
Yes.
All right.
Onions, garlic.
Lot of aromatic herbs there.
Yeah.
Some rosemary and some thyme.
Yeah, gonna actually use the French technique of basting with butter.
Oh, for the tenderloin.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Can't go wrong with that.
And shrimp.
Yeah, shrimp.
All right, we'll carry on. Just remember what's riding on this challenge, all right? So what do you have in this stock pot here?
It's a gravy. It's what we do our stew chicken. So I actually started up a stew beef sauce. Coconut milk, brown sugar, a lot of different spices and herbs.
Stew beef sauce.
Stew beef sauce.
Okay, all right. Sounds interesting. Chef Jamilia, what's going on over here?
Well, I'm making for you a herb crusted surf and turf.
Is that beef tenderloin as well?
Beef tenderloin.
And I see like you have a little red wine reduction going there.
Yeah, that's a red wine sauce actually.
Okay. So there's some cream and so in that?
Yes.
So tell me exactly what you're making. You're making...
So I'm making a couscous with the surf and turf, which is the beef tenderloin and shrimp.
And shrimp.
And a red wine sauce.
All right.
And a bed of, that's gonna sit on a bed of spinach.
Oh, sauteed or fresh spinach?
Sauteed.
Beautiful. All right, chef. So I'll leave you to it. Just remember how important this challenge is to continuing in court, all right?
All right, noted.
The good thing about this challenge is they can't hide behind other chefs because it's not a team challenge. It's an individual challenge. So whatever mistakes they make, it's going to be reflective of their personal skills and their decision making.
Yeah.
Coconut milk and some green seasoning in that pot, let it reduce. And I think afterwards it's just put together a couple of items. I had plantain, but the plantain didn't go well. The pot was a little too hot, so it browned too fast.
Nice, man. Hot, 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 hot. Oh, God.
I place both skillets on the stove as well to start my sauce, started sauteing my shrimp, and then afterwards I sauteed the cherry tomatoes with the spinach, add some salt and pepper to that for flavor.
We've noticed that both Ridge and Jamilia have chosen the exact same proteins, beef tenderloin and shrimp. Ridge is doing a bacon crusted tenderloin, Jamilia is doing a herb crusted tenderloin. So I really want to see more excitement and more utilization of everything that's there. They have so many options to choose from, but they went very
1980s.
Yeah.
Very 1980s.
Yeah, and they're going very safe. I mean, if we're going to be tasting the same thing from both of them, it will definitely equal it out and not necessarily go to a preference. So that makes it also interesting. Because I guess it's going to boil down to who is a little bit more creative or whose flavor is better.
I had to time the tenderloin properly. I didn't want to overcook the tenderloin. I didn't want to undercook it.
I think the last thing I did was sear my herb crusted steak.
And finish off with the red onion, pimentos, garlic. For the shrimp dish, added some tomatoes and white wine.
After which I then plate my dish.
And finish off with the shrimp, and then end up plating up.
Chefs, you have 5 minutes remaining. 5 minutes.
Can I mess some of your microgreens? Yeah, man, get some of your microgreens.
Oh, you want microgreens?
Nah, don't worry. You take more,
Oh.
Don't worry.
He was asking for some herbs to go on his plate, so I went over with it and realized that why not? Sportsmanship, why not? What you want these?
I put it right there. Boom.
And then I put it
right
on
top. Yes. Make it look sexy.
Awesomeness.
Yeah.
3,
more?
Yeah, just a little bit more there.
1.
All right, you chefs, step away from the counter. Your time for cooking has expired. Nice. How do you feel about your entree, Chef Ridge?
Yeah. I think all the combinations work well. I mean, I try to bring out a lot of the Trini flavors inside of me with a little twist of our international cuisine.
All right, nice. I hope it's enough to save you.
Yeah.
All right, Chef Jamilia, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Yes, looking nice. Tell me, what was the inspiration behind this?
It's basically winning. That's the inspiration.
Winning, well, that's enough. All right, I hope you brought the flavors. All right, so as you know, the final adjudication will be done by our competent panel of jurors.
It's time to present the dishes to the jury.
Tell us about your dish.
What I made for you today was herb crusted filet mignon with sauteed shrimp, a bit of spinach, cherry tomatoes on fluffy couscous with raisin and herbs. For the sauce, I did a red wine cream sauce with balsamic reduction.
So we noticed that both yourself and Ridge chose the same ingredients. How did you arrive at that decision?
Surf and turf. Caribbean known surf and turf, if not to be lobster with fillet, then shrimp with fillet. I think that was the quick and easiest thing that could do under the time that I got. So that's the reason why I chose this.
All right, thank you. I think the plate, in terms of how she presented it, it has a lot of color. It doesn't look bland or anything of that sort. It gives me an appetizing feel.
Yeah, I agree. But you can look bland, but if it tastes bland, it's two different things.
It's tasting good. Could use a little bit more salt.
The steak itself, which arguably is one of the main stars of the show, is under seasoned with salt. That would have just kind of sealed it,
All right, Rich, what do you have for us today?
I ended up using the pork bacon wrapped beef tenderloin, seasoned with a little bit of cocoa powder and garlic, so that you get a little cacao flavor, as we like to say in Trinidad. Creole shrimp with some peppers, red onions, and some tomatoes, and a spin on a provision or sweet potato risotto. It's not a risotto because of the rice, but it's a risotto style. The reduction of the white wine, adding a little bit of cream and butter in there, but I use the coconut milk instead, so you get that sweetness, and a little bit of tomato salad on top, not too much.
All right, thank you, Rich.
Thank you.
So I think it's an interesting plate that we have here.
The notes from the cocoa powder really work with the steak. You got a really good caramelization on it. I think it's working really well together.
Well, I think we've seen both of them, so it's time to deliberate. All right, so we've seen Rich and Jamilia. I thought they both played it safe. You know, it's almost like they assumed they're both going to go through.
I felt like Ridge was a little bit more innovative. The only downside to his dish was I didn't feel like the provision risotto was strong enough, so it was kind of like an afterthought.
Now listen, I'm a man that appreciates innovation. You can be innovative, but there are just small skills of execution that need to be executed properly. For example, the bacon that I had, the edges of the bacon were not cooked. Is it a $10,000 dish? I don't know if I could say each of them was a $10,000 dish, but which one ultimately is closer to that mark?
I think we've reached a verdict. Bailey?
You both presented two very sound, tasty dishes that demonstrated your innovation, creativity, and your mastery. Chef Ridge, your infusion of cocoa powder with the tenderloin, it's just brilliant thinking. Chef Jamilia, your plating technique is simply outstanding. That herb crust on the tenderloin, it was brilliant. Together, you both justified your place in the Caribbean's premier culinary competition. But as you know, only one of you can move on today. It came down to simple technicalities. You placing uncooked tomatoes as garnish. Your steak lacked salt. The chef that will be moving on in Maggi Food Court Caribbean is Chef Jamilia. Congratulations. Well played, Chef Rich.
I thought I really put forth a really nice dish, but like it wasn't, fall short for a little bit. Raw tomatoes, boy, way.
To the other competitors, don't take me light. I might be little, but I'm very, very tall, like my country.
Battle 2, Chef Damian versus Chef Shakier. Let's take a look at Chef Damian's case file.
Hi, my name is Damian Leach, and I'm the executive chef here at Cocktail Kitchen in Barbados. When I was 13, I used to get real trouble at schools. I get kicked out of art. They put me in food and nutrition, and that very week, I fell in love with it. I went home and told my mother, look, this is what I want to be. I want to be a chef.
He was always successful when it came to food and nutrition. He always loved cooking. It's been amazing seeing him grow. He cooks with so much flavor and so much passion.
I knew what I wanted to be, and that's how we are here today. No.
His food tastes very good and different. The food has more seasoning and more taste.
He does it with care.
Bajan cuisine is a Caribbean on a whole, like one Caribbean. I mean, it sounds cheesy, everybody knows one Caribbean, but as a fact, we just cook with flavor right through the Caribbean. I decided to enter the Maggi Food Court competition because, first of all, I like competition. I can't run, I can't play cricket, but I could cook. So let me cook for Barbados, you know what I mean?
And just like you have in the past, you got this too.
You got this, I think you'll win.
Good luck, I love you.
You don't want to be cocky and be like, I get it there, I can win it. At the same time, you don't enter a competition to lose, right? So I mean, yeah, you're looking to win.
Let's take a look at Chef Shakier's case file.
My name is Shakier Turner. I'm a personal chef and caterer in Montego Bay. My business name is Chef Shakier Nourish Kitchen. From the early days growing up, I always tend to love cooking. It's just something that fascinates me. I have a good family background that loves to cook as well. It's just in the blood, and I said, okay, I'm gonna pursue that career.
He have confidence in himself and he believes in himself, and that's what I love about him.
I've been in the hotel industry, I would say maybe 8 years, and after which I ventured into my own business. Well, I decided to enter Maggi Food Court because I don't think I know I have what it takes to win this competition.
Well, Chef Shakier is Jamaican through and through. There's no other way around it. If there's any representation of what Jamaica stands for, what a chef should be, is this man.
I'm bringing something different. I'm bringing a twist to all the Caribbeans, and I'm here to take it by a storm.
Chef Shakier, you have this competition.
Best of luck to all my competitors, but watch out, Chef Shakier is coming. I'm coming with a flair. All right, guys?
Now, let's go to court. The defendants have 40 minutes to prepare a surf and turf entree, one-on-one.
Your time for cooking, Chef Damian and Chef Shakier, begins right now.
All right, fellas, so we're back in the kitchen. Round 2 of head-to-head eliminations. We have Shakier of Jamaica and Damian of Barbados. I'm really excited to see what they're gonna bring to the table and what kind of flavors and technique from their respective countries.
It's gonna be an interesting mix. The challenge is
surf and turf.
Surf and turf again. Damian is from Barbados. Their national dish is what? Flying fish and?
Flying fish and macaroni pie. I could do that, but my grandmother is a calendar from Barbados, so respect that. Yeah.
And then we have Shakier all the way from Jamaica, which is the host country.
The dish I'm making today is going to be a Bajan marinated pork chop. The first thing I did was I got my proteins out. I got my pork to take off the bone and get that roasting in the pot so that I could get stock going, because I know that sauce is something that's going to be important.
I prepared a jerk chicken.
Yeah, respect.
First, I marinate my jerk chicken with my soy sauce, my scallion, my thyme, Maggi jerk season. I had a little Maggi jerk season, Maggi all-purpose. I leave it to marinate.
Marinating my pork. I know I don't have time to get flavor in it, but I gotta get that flavor in there quick.
I love a pork chop, you know. The thing with a pork chop though, there's a propensity to be dry unless you brine the pork chop, right? And in this window of time, you need a 24-hour brine to denature the protein, tenderize the meat.
Started work on my starches.
I started on the potato au gratin. I peel the potatoes and then I use a mandolin and slice them.
Some air butter here. Yo. Fridge.
All right, so I hear pots and pans clinging, steams blowing, and Maggi Food Court is smelling like a culinary paradise. All right, Chef Damian, tell me what you're making. I want to know.
This here can be, this is a Bajan marinated grilled pork chop.
Grilled pork chop.
Yeah, that's
so
what
you have the grill out, huh?
Yeah, we busting out the grill today.
All right, and what else are you making?
That's a ginger sweet potato puree, and then we're gonna do a spiced shrimp croquette.
Ooh, that sounds exciting.
Yeah, man.
Oh, you guys are turning up the heat today. All right, Chef Shakier, tell me what's going on over here.
All right, so here we have some au gratin potato. I'm going to make some
potato. Hold on, what do you say? Gratin.
Au gratin.
Oh, Jesus. Fancy terminologies.
Yes.
And what else?
Jerk sauce right here, and we have some jerk chicken on the grill right here.
So you're doing the classic
Jamaican. Right here.
Remember, you know, this is a $10,000 dish that I'm looking for.
$10,000 jerk chicken.
10,000 jerk chicken. And right. What's the turf? What serve?
So
what are you doing?
We're doing some shrimp. So we're
shrimp.
Some shrimp.
What kind of shrimp? You want to keep it a secret? Yeah. Oh gosh. Well, I'll just take a peek anyways. I see some soya sauce. I see the Maggi spices out. All right. So, wow. So what's the accompaniment to the dish? I see plantain in there.
That's for garnish.
The plantain is for garnish?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Lips are sealed. All right, chefs, remember that everything rides on this challenge. It's serious business. Playtime is over. It's cooking time now.
Huh? You got oil?
Huh?
Oil.
Oh, see it over there, sir. Go by the grill, sir.
Yeah. 45 minutes seems like a lot of time, but when you're there cooking and in a kitchen that's foreign to you and the pressure on and it's hot and it's getting sweaty and that's good by so quick.
So fellas, this round of competition is heating up between Shakier and Damian. Literally, they both have proteins on the grill. Shakier is doing a classic jerk chicken and Damian's doing a grilled pork chop.
I don't have a grill, well, charcoal grill, you know, so I get that smoke and all of that. And also having the bones in it, so it would take pretty much a little bit more time. But what I did, I deboned the chicken and I heard that it's 45 minutes, you know, I get to cook it. So I said, okay, well, I can do the chicken in 45 minutes, just do a little shortcut. So I did debone the chicken and I made the jerk chicken.
Okay, I have a question. Now, I am a Trini, so I'm asking the two Jamaicans on the panel, right? You're both Jamaican, right? Official, you have passport and thing, right? Okay. If the jerk, whatever you're jerking, does not touch either pimento wood or a jerk pan, are you really jerking the thing?
I'm a purist at heart. I feel like, you know, there's other ways to incorporate that pimento flavor. Maybe get some pimento berries, you know, take a more innovative approach, use a smoke gun, infuse your chicken with a little bit of pimento smoke.
I think Bajan food is special, but I don't like to single out just Bajan food, because I think Caribbean in general, all our food is so similar. We use all the same products and we all spice and flavor them very, very similar. We don't salt and pepper nothing. Everything is flavor. So I like to say I cook Caribbean.
I had the potato au gratin in a ramekin, which I normally use like maybe a pirate's dish, so I would have to cut it in my own size. So like just the shrimp, I was thinking so many other things, but then when we hear the 20 minutes, well, I try to do my best. When we hear the 20 minutes, and then I say, all right, that's not what I wanted to do with the shrimp, but I ended up had to do like a garlic butter shrimp.
Now we got scramble here because I still got the pineapple to do and to get the plates and that kind of thing. So they had a few other things they want to put on the plate, but it didn't work out.
Yes, you have 5 minutes remaining.
I know that I was going to finish because the jerk chicken was finished first, and I said once the jerk chicken finished, I'm gonna say I don't have a problem with anything else because I had the sides in the oven as well, and I was just working on the shrimp and the puree and the carrot puree.
3, 2, 1.
Chefs, step away from the counter. Your time for cooking has expired. Let's see you're done. Chef Damian, how pleased are you with this dish?
I feel all right.
You feel all right?
It could have been better.
I feel all right?
I feel it could have been a lot better, man.
Nice, nice. Chef Shakier, how do you feel about your dish here?
Feel good.
Nice, nice. All right, so as you know, this has to go to the jury.
It's time to present the dishes to the jury.
Today we did a Bajan marinated pork chop with a spicy shrimp croquette, ginger, sweet potato puree, and a little pineapple chutney. Then you got a sauce, and I took the bone off the pork chop. I made a pork jus, added a little Maggi coconut milk, a little Maggi flavored pork. So now we got a Maggi sauce, right? So it should work well together.
Are we supposed to drizzle it over everything? Or
correct, that can work with everything.
So what inspired this dish?
Barbados.
Ah.
Everything is Barbados.
All right, thank you, Chef.
Thank you.
All right, let's begin.
That Maggi sauce tastes good.
Yeah.
The pork is cooked beautifully, well seasoned, perfect execution in my books.
I mean, I agree. The pork is perfectly cooked. It has the right amount of crust on the outside to give it crunch and texture, perfectly seasoned. I wish the portion was a little bit bigger.
All right, well, let's see what Shakier has in store.
Shakier, what do you have for us today, Chef?
All right, so in front of you, you have jerk chicken, you have salted shrimp in butter, and you have carrot puree and a potato au gratin. And for garnish, you have a plantain chip.
And then of all the proteins, why you selected chicken and
Jerk
shrimp?
chicken?
Yeah.
Well, jerk chicken, I love to do jerk chicken. One of my favorite. And the shrimp, no, I just said no lobster. Normally I love lobster. So I said, okay, let's go for the shrimp.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A lot of cheese.
Yeah, it's a lot of cheese.
Whoa. It's a copious amount of cheese in this gratin.
But I mean, it's gratin, you don't want plenty cheese?
Yeah, but it's kind of stringy. I think you might use it.
You don't want stringy cheese, should be stringy. In a gratin, no? I mean, if I want gratin, I want that thing cheesy and stringy, you know?
Surprisingly, there's some smoky element to the jerk chicken.
Yeah, which is what we were a little worried about earlier. But I think he tried to play it a little bit safe. My concern is if it feels like a $10,000 dish.
I mean, the shrimp is kind of underwhelming. You just toss it in some butter and pan-seared it, you know what I mean? I want to see what you could do as a chef.
I think we've seen both chefs, so it's time to deliberate. All right, I think we've seen the two chefs, but I feel like they were running two separate races just now. One felt like he didn't have enough time.
For me, I felt like Shakier played it safe, which you cannot do in this competition. And Damian brought his A game today.
So, bailiffs, I think we've reached a verdict.
The challenge was for you to create your very best surf and turf entree. You both kind of played it kind of safe. One chef a little more than the other. Damian, your dish had all the flavors of the Caribbean. It gave the jurors the warmth of what they were looking for. Chef Shakier, you brought the flavors as well, but it just did not hit the spot. In light of that, Chef Damian, you'll be moving on to the next round.
I would have loved to taste the other my competitors' plate to see what's the difference between mine and his, and I would love to go against him again.
I know that they got a lot of Jamaicans in the competition, so we're looking to bring that number down a little bit.
Battle 3, Chef Carrie versus Chef Sean. Let's take a look at Chef Carrie's case file.
Hi, I'm Chef Carrie Wilson, private chef here in Hanover. I've been cooking from a very tender age. Always love to see my family coming together over a great Sunday dinner. It creates so much unity and so much love. That is really what pushed me to become a private chef.
She should be a nurse, that's my opinion, but the way she cooked, oh my gosh, I could call her a chef nurse.
You can get our food like just about any road stop, anywhere, and it's always amazing. I just want to showcase my talent. I want to showcase Chef Carrie, and what a better platform to do it on than Maggi Food Court competition.
Chef Carrie is very competitive. She's very determined, she doesn't give up, and she's extremely creative. You got this. This has been a long time coming. You have everything what it takes. You have the stage now, go shine.
So to all my competitors out there, the competition is going to start when I get there, and I'll see you on the battlefield.
Let's take a look at Chef Sean's case file.
My name is Chef Sean Thomas, and right now we're in the MIC, Institute of Technology kitchen, located in Trinidad and Tobago. I always knew I wanted to be a chef. From the age of 4 or 5, maybe 6 years old, I would be in the kitchen with my grandmother and my parents.
I noticed that he asks a lot of questions when I'm cooking, and why you put this seasoning in it, and he was just about 4 to 5 years old.
He will pursue in the cooking, and then I realized that I said, like, that is what he wants in life.
There's never a challenge for him because he's a go-getter, no matter where he is.
I teach because knowledge should be given. Knowledge isn't something somebody should run long, it should just be given from generation to generation.
Sean would often come with different dishes, and he would be like, Mr. Langain, try this, try that, and the dishes are very tasty.
And you may know something better than me, I may know something better than you, but let's come together and we share information. Give me anything and I'll make a dish out of it. I am Chef Sean Thomas and I'm coming to the Maggi Food Court Caribbean, and all my competitors, watch out.
Now, let's go to court. The defendants have 40 minutes to prepare a surf and turf entree, one-on-one.
Chefs, Chef Sean, Chef Carrie. In this challenge, you will battle each other one-on-one. Your time starts now.
I prefer to work on my own. I don't really want to do the team thing anymore. But at least my team was successful. But I don't think I want to do team going forward. I want to do individual matches. I have no idea what coming today. I'm sure it's some weird, random, something crazy. But whatever comes, just adapt, overcome, and create a dish.
Honestly, from the moment I walked in the kitchen, I had my plan. And it was like, when you go in there, the first thing you do, you're going to fix that chicken because, you know, trying to mark down the things that are going to take the most time.
So we're in our final round of our surf and turf challenge, and the intensity, you can cut it with a butter knife. Sean's over here from Trinidad, stone face, no dialogue. Carrie here from Jamaica, likewise. I haven't heard a peep out of either of them. That's how intense it is in the kitchen.
And let me tell you, it take a lot to stone face at Trini.
Earlier we had one Jamaican going home, and then we had one Trini go home, I believe, in the previous segment. And now we have a Jamaican again versus a Trini in this final edition of the Surf.
I think it's a conspiracy,
Nah. Nah.
I'm always trying to do something different, always trying to be innovative, you know, so to be honest with you, I really don't have a signature dish that I want to prepare that is going to be considered as the winning dish, because at the end of the day, whatever the challenge is, at every given point in time, I just want to be able to master that, and so that the judges can see that it is definitely worth winning.
So what do you think they're going to do this time?
Well, I was very excited to see that salmon came out. So that one is like, the shrimp is off the table, that's good. I saw there's some pork that's being grilled, so the beef kind of came off the thing as well.
So it's not one particular dish that I want to make, but once I do get to the finals, for the 5-course meal, I want to showcase Trinidad and Tobago food for appetizer, soup, salad, entree, these things. So it'll be like a traditional Trini meal, but in a classical way.
I mean, I'm very intrigued to see what Carrie does. I've never heard of a salmon and chicken combination before for surf and turf, so I think that's super interesting. I want to see how that plays out.
The salmon is a rich flavored protein, so that balances well. Chicken tends to be a little bit leaner. Salmon is fat, so it balances the fat content. The texture of the salmon is soft. The chicken is a little bit more firm. So there's actually a lot of symbiosis there for balancing food. And it's interesting that you don't see much of it. That's a good thought.
I gathered most of my ingredients, especially my meats, my pork, and then I went and get my seasonings, wash out the pork with flour, lime, these things to cut the freshness. I got my fruits to make my salsa. The last thing I think I did was the veggies and the potato.
This is a competition that we thought is really good to showcase, especially Caribbean talents, because I believe a lot of the times when we look at chefs who are synonymous, we never really see a lot of Caribbean persons at the forefront.
$10,000 is a significant amount of money. Depending where you are in your life, it can be a life-changing amount of money. Or, you know, current inflation, you buy 3 tanks of gas and 2 patty and you're good. But really and truly, it is a significant thing. I can only imagine, and judging by how emotional these chefs are when they're sent home, you know, they were probably counting on that winning to do something for their family, something in their household, something to advance their career or their life.
I mean, outside of the monetary compensation, I feel like being on a platform like this is going to do wonders for their career, whether win, lose, draw, or they go home with $0. You know, they're getting this type of exposure and feedback and critique that's going to help them in the long run.
You can use it.
All right, so it's, sounds like pandemonium in Maggi Food Court. I hear pots dropping, forks clanging, and smoke everywhere. Chef Carrie, tell me, what are you making?
Chef,
salmon.
Yes, I'm doing a Dijon and sesame crusted salmon alongside a cumin grilled chicken breast, and we have some coconut milk and chocho cooked down in coconut milk as well.
Chocho, all right. And I see, oh gosh, Chef Sean is running all over the place. My God, all right. I see them have a lot of different Maggi seasonings and flavors over here. Garlic, I saw you roasting leeks.
Yes, I did,
So
Chef.
where's the leeks and roasted scallions going?
The roasted leeks and scallion is going to be added to the potatoes while we're serving.
Oh, so you're making potatoes too?
Yes. So the potatoes and the Irish potato is cooked down in coconut milk.
All right. And I see some rosemary in there as well. All righty. Chef Sean.
Yes, Chef.
Mercies. Looks like you're doing jerk pork over there.
Roast pork.
Roasted pork.
With a mushroom sauce.
Mushroom sauce?
Mushroom sauce. I have bassinet roasted potatoes. I'll have salted
What kind of potatoes?
Bassinet.
Oh, okay. I don't know that term. That's okay. That's nice. And what's your protein?
The pork and shrimp.
Pork and shrimp. Yeah. All right, surf and turf. Chefs, everything rides on this. Everything rides on this. In Maggi Food Court, we're all about the flavors. We're all about the style, the presentation. It have to look pretty, but guess what? It must taste good too. Chefs, you have 25 minutes. After that, everything is up to the jury. One of you, I got your yard.
Well, I had maybe like 10 minutes remaining on the time, and that's when I started to play, because I know it would take a while to play it and get it how I wanted to look, so I wanted to start with it. I didn't want to rush, because it could have looked anyhow.
While I was working and I realized like where I am after the call time and everything, I was like, okay, I'm still confident going through. Everything is literally working in the way that I want it to, so I was like super excited going into the session. As we proceeded, and I'm trying to stay focused on my station, of course, you know, what I'm doing right now. And I looked over on my opponent's side and I was like, all right, doing something that, you know, everybody's gonna do, which is pork chops. I think it's pork chops we do, I don't even know, it's pork.
3, 2, 1.
Chefs, step away from the counter. Yes, yes, your time for cooking has expired. Alrighty, this is the final presentation. Chef Sean, tell me, how are you feeling about your pork?
Very excited.
Very excited, you're still excited?
Yes.
All right, looking good. All right, Chef Carrie, tell me, how are you feeling about your chicken?
I'm feeling very good.
And your salmon, you're feeling very good?
I'm feeling good.
You will stand behind this dish.
I have to.
All right, so as you know, the final decision is up to the juries. All right? So we'll present your dishes to them and then we'll return the verdict.
It's time to present the dishes to the jury.
Carrie, what have you prepared?
All right, Chef, so what we have today is a cumin grilled chicken breast alongside a Dijon and a sesame crusted salmon. We have also paired that with Irish potatoes and chocho cooked down in coconut milk. And we also have a brandy and honey seared tomatoes. We have some grilled corn and also a grilled onions.
You have a very interesting choice of protein combination here. I've never seen chicken and salmon paired together before for surf and turf. What was your inspiration behind that?
As you said, you have never seen that paired for a surf and turf, so I just wanted to, present that it can happen. We can always try something different for surf and turfs. All right, thank you. Enjoy.
At a first glance, there's a lot of components here on the dish. It's plated beautifully. It's one of the more elegant dishes we've seen in the competition so far.
Everything is seasoned beautifully, a lot of flavor. I also love, that she's charred the onion like this.
The charred onion, the rundown potatoes, and the chicken just work so harmonious together.
But the protein's a little overcooked, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can welcome Sean.
Chef Sean, please tell us about your dish.
Hello today, chefs. So today I have a butternut pan-roasted potatoes sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. I have seasonal sauteed veggies. I have a grilled pork chop with a mushroom sauce, and I have shrimp on top of a bed of a mango and pineapple sauce.
Did you want us to squeeze the lime over everything?
It's your choice, but I'd like if you do it over the shrimp.
All right, thank you, chef.
Welcome.
Lime up the shrimp. The man say lime up the shrimp, man.
I'm just also a little bit disappointed that we get shrimp again, but we didn't get it in a different format.
But so far, from what I've tasted, it's very flavorful.
The flavor is nice on the pork, and the brandy goes with it beautifully, but it's a little bit tough.
I mean, it is a little bit on the drier side, but it tastes good, so I'm still gonna eat it.
All right, I think we've seen, so it's time for us to deliberate. We're down to the wire, final elimination for the day. Sean's, I think, would have gotten the edge in this one for me over Carrie. He went the extra mile. I mean, he had pork chops. I think the combination of flavors, how he plated the plate and all of that was superior in my opinion.
But Carrie presented each component of her dish could be wholly their own dish. It's not easy to char the outside of an onion and keep the inside crisp and supple and sweet.
I felt like with Carrie's dish, I was like in maybe an all-inclusive hotel, and I was just creating my own combination of all that's on the buffet line.
On the contrary, I actually felt that her dish was very composed. I really loved her dish. But then when it comes to Sean knows his flavors. Everything was jam-packed with flavor.
Well, I think we've reached a verdict. Bailiffs?
Chefs, Chef Carrie, Chef Sean, you are both required to cook a 5-star dish. Chef Carrie, your salmon, though overcooked, was seasoned to perfection. Chef Sean, your pork, though a little tough, was spot on with the flavors and that mushroom sauce. What you both demonstrated was culinary mastery. The chef that will be moving on in this segment of Maggi Food Court Caribbean is Chef Carrie. Congratulations, well played.
Good job.
I'm disappointed. Put my all into that dish just now. I wasn't expecting that. I really wasn't expecting that.
To be honest, if it is that I did not win this this face-off just now, I would be very emotional right now. I would be crying like my friend outside right now.
Next time on Maggi Food Court Caribbean. Only 3 spots remain in the next round. Who will make it? Maggi Food Court Knockout Round continues. This is Maggi Food Court Caribbean.